Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I will be reading the August 5th post and making a couple comments on it, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. Today we start pulling out illusionary weeds that never belonged in our souls. As much as the ego may have programmed us otherwise, negative thoughts are not part of our true essence. Negative thinking has been learned. It is a very limited foreign belief system that we have allowed into the mind. Now only through our continual support does negative thinking exist and grow within. We continue to acknowledge the ego's world and support its thoughts as real, yet deep down inside we know it does not belong to us or in us, and thus our confusion. We are communicating through a foreign belief system that we have no faith or belief in, and thus our frustration. Today, no longer will we allow the ego's thinking to reign unencumbered. Let us not allow a negative thought to go unchallenged. Let us question ourselves as to why we support thoughts, feelings, and emotions that don't support us. We are the extension of God on earth. God thought and we were created. We are holy, compassionate, loving, forgiving beings. When we think that we are something apart from that, something negative, we have simply bought into the ego's fairy tale as true. We have simply heard things about ourselves and others in the past. We accepted it as real, and now we believe it as true, even though it is not. And so it is the sleeping part of us that believes the negativity in us as true. And so the ego would love us to continue this way of thinking and think to ourselves, well, this is just the way life is. This is just the way I am. I have this and this other fault. And hey, that's just me. I gotta love myself for what I am and let it be. And I live with negatives and positives are all part of life, etc., etc., etc. All fairy tales of the ego. The only truth about you is that you're a wholly loving, compassionate, forgiving being. And so to remember this, to awaken to this, we must question the ego. We must question those negative parts of us when they occur, or when we support them, or when we think of them as real. For example, if you think you're shy, you will keep on thinking and supporting yourself as shy as long as you don't question why it is that you think you are shy. You're only shy because you're supporting your shyness. That is it. You're only believing in the fairy tale because you keep reading the fairy tale. That's it. If you want not to be shy, as just using an example, then you must question your shyness. You must remind yourself who you truly are, and if you will, you can start acting as who you truly are until you realize that you're truly not acting. The only time that you truly act is when you're acting as someone you are not. Yes, maybe a little confusing. But the idea is, whenever we have a negative thought about ourselves or others, it is not true. And therefore, let us not just allow it to flow by like every other day, unencumbered. Let the ego just do whatever it wants. If you want to do that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have our journeys. My recommendation is that if you're supporting negative thoughts about yourself or others, is to question it. Because you cannot support negative thoughts about yourselves or others for your whole life. Because sooner or later you will get sick of supporting those illusions. Because they are not you. You cannot carry a 20-pound backpack your whole life of illusions, let's call it. I was going to call it something else, but I won't. And so today, let us practice that. Let us practice catching ourselves when we're being negative or putting ourselves down, or putting negative towards others, or putting others down. Let us catch ourselves quicker and quicker and question it. And remember that this is not who they or us or we are. This is just an illusion that we have been taught, we have been programmed with, and we have accepted as real. And if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't feel in alignment with you, then it's not right. And there's nothing negative about you that you can accept as real within yourself for long, until you start to question as why these thoughts are in you. And slowly these negative thoughts will start to want to come out, because they're not you. They do not belong within you. And neither do they belong within your brothers or sisters. They belong in the ashes. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. That's where they belong. They belong in the nothingness from where they were first created. Okay. I think that's enough to think about for today. Let us do that. Let us just catch ourselves quicker and quicker. And let us not just let that pass by unencumbered or unquestioned. Let us remember who we truly are. And let us become an expression of that today. Thank you very much for joining me today. I love you very much. If you will, please be so kind as to like or comment on the video. I hear it helps with the YouTube marketing of it or whatever. I'm not a big tech guy, but I hear it helps us spread the word. So, thank you very much, and God willing, I will see you tomorrow. Peace.